For you, you have started already doing that.
Yeah.
You didn't wait till January 1st. You started it now.
Exactly. I hope that's part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
You don't need it to be a new year in order to start.
Good morning, good afternoon.
And good evening.
And good night.
Welcome to Ambition Academy. My name is Adeel.
I'm Ray.
And I am Kash.
How you doing, boys?
It's good. It's holiday season. Feeling good. Feeling fat. Feeling amazing. How about you?
Good. I'm just winging it, man.
Nice.
I'm winging it. I'm a little bit of everything. You know, I would say I'm in between, but I'm just winging it. You know, there's good times, there's bad times, so I'm just winging it.
I'm not good, man. Man, the drive today, the weather is cold. The roads are even worse. And I had a hell of a time getting here. Bro, it took me an hour and a half to reach here. Like, I wasn't in a good mood prior to this, but, I mean, I love being in the studio. The studio makes me happy.
We did some upgrades, as you can see.
Yeah.
Obviously, the camera can't see behind the scenes, but we did some upgrades. We got some extra lights, some extra cameras, you know. If you know,
You know.
you know. Yeah.
Budget went up.
Yes. Yes.
The Ambition Academy budget just went up, boys,
did,
for
it did.
2025.
We're obviously still working on the seating assignments, as you can see, so we are trying some things out. And yeah, it's only going to get better. We're still trying to fill out the walls, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we got a couple surprises up our sleeves, don't we?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Guys, stay tuned. Next year, stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
Stay tuned. Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up, so that's good, man. That's
Yeah.
good. The seating arrangement, the new lights, the cameras and stuff. Like I said, you guys can't really see it, but for us, you know, we listen to all the criticism that we get, man, and we want to build this thing for you guys as much as we want to do it for ourselves too, right? So
Yeah. Just want to get better for the camera, get better for the boys, get better for all the viewers watching.
Most definitely, most definitely.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So, today's topic is going to be related more to finishing off 2025. Obviously, it's the end of the year now, right? We're only a couple of days away from the New Year's. And going into 2026. So, this is more of a reset, if you will. You know, day one of the rest of your life. What to keep, what to kill, and what to build.
That's exactly that, right? When the end of the year approaches and a new year starts, there's a lot of things that you have to look back on. You have to reflect on things that worked, things that didn't work, things you want to keep, things you don't want to keep, things you want to remove, whether they're people, they're materialistic things, whatever the case may be. But you want to head into 2026 with a clear mind, and you need to be do things with intention. Like, if there was something that was not working for you in 2025, know that you cannot continue that. Like, when people say they want to level up, you need new habits. So don't bring the habits that you had in 2025. You need new habits to evolve into this person that you want to become, or a goal that you have. Like, the reason you didn't reach that goal in 2025 was due to the habits that you had. So it all comes down to the things that you do, right? And you have to know what you're keeping, what you're not keeping, and then that's the only way of moving forward, as I see it.
100%. And even coming this year, there's a lot of people who probably gained good habits from the year prior, which they brought into this year, which they probably excelled in. And with that, you should continue and excel off what you learned this year and take that into next year if it's helping you in a positive light, in a good way, right? And you'll just excel off that. And that's it. Just keep getting better off of things. So with the good habits you've learned this year, keep it and keep running with it.
I noticed the tan line. Sorry, I was looking at that as you were talking, but I agree with what you just said. He did get a little darker.
Yeah,
I did. I was just in Dominican a week and a half ago or so. Just got back to this minus 30 weather. Funny story, actually. The day I left Dominican, it was plus 30 on the dot. The day I landed, it was exactly minus 30
It's like a 60
in
degree
Edmonton.
difference. Damn.
Literally came shaking, freezing, and questioning why I live in the city sometimes.
Good old
But besides
Canada.
that, it's good.
Well, boys, we know one thing. You're bringing that tan into 2026.
That's a good thing.
You ain't leaving that behind.
More tans coming.
Yeah. You know, for sure.
So, boys, let's talk about the topic here. So, obviously, 2026 reset, right? Let's talk about what worked in 2025.
The things that worked. Well, for me personally, I always am in a position or in a state of just trying to better myself. I never want to have a cap on what my accomplishments, my goals, my purposes, you know. I never want to cap myself. I feel like you can always learn. Like if you're ever around someone very intelligent, they'll tell you they're never an expert. There's always something they can learn. You can never max out, right? So the things you want to keep are the things that worked with you, that worked for you, that worked with you, that helped you evolve into someone better, right? That provided you with happiness, a purpose, something that you learned about yourself that helped you grow, right? So you got to keep those things, and you got to keep those things with you next year. It's just like anything. Like if you're a hockey player and you figured out there's a way that you shoot a certain way and you score goals every single time, or you have a high chance of scoring, then you don't change that. You don't change things that work for you. To me, that doesn't make any sense. There's a saying we use at work: don't fix something that isn't broken. So if you find something that works, keep it with you and stick with it and bring that with you into the new year, right? Just kind of add that to your whole, your armory, you know, of the things that you need, you know, that kind of thing.
100%. I feel like for this year, the things I kind of learned as well was, honestly, this was probably one of my non-best years, actually. It was a lot of new beginnings for me, right? Like working in a different area at work, starting this new podcast, planning a wedding. Like, there's a lot of stress that was this year, which was like, it was a lot of like learning about myself, actually, how I'm dealing with stress, dealing with new environments and stuff. So it was more kind of like a learning year for me. It was also a year where I took a lot of vacations, which was a good thing. I think I took about 4. But that's what I want to keep with me going to next year, because that was the best mental reset I could have, is just after dealing with things, going on a vacation with your loved ones or your friends or whoever you go with, and now you come back with a fresh mind and you start it again and you keep going at it again. So for me, that's something how my year kind of went, and what I want to keep is just to have more mental health breaks of going on vacation and stuff. And then, yeah, that's kind of what worked for me this year.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, honestly. Good.
Awesome.
I love that.
Thank you, man.
For me, I think it was more so to do with consistency. You know, obviously a lot has happened, like I said, good, bad, ugly, but more so to do with consistency. When I was consistent with something, I found that I got better results. It made me more driven towards something. So consistency, just to keep it short, was what worked for me. And I'm going to continue to do so in 2026.
Good job.
Consistency is important. It overrules anything, man. Like, if you continuously do something, you stay on the grind, you're consistent with it, that will overrule anybody else. Like, if there's someone giving like 100% only 3 days out of the week versus you giving 80% every single day, you're going to outwork that guy. Always. Consistency is important.
Yeah, big time.
Pays up in the end for everyone, too.
100%.
Yep. So now let's quickly talk about negative, if you will. What drained your energy this year?
This year, I'll start that one. Personally, this year, I think it was certain people I was closer with kind of started draining my energy this year. Because once I kind of started doing different things with my life and going to different directions, then I kind of started hearing comments from people around me who I was closer with. And that was more draining my energy this year. And that's kind of what I want to stay away from next year, is not letting people's words and stuff get to me. I think this year was a lot of negative comments and stuff coming towards me regarding doing new things is what bothered me the most. That's what I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
For me, actually.
You know, on the same regard, it's very similar. It's basically I was focusing, and not intentionally, I just kind of get like sucked into like the BS, the things that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, like politics sometimes. I'll be scrolling on social media and I get sucked into a comment or something, or why did this person say this or that? And it's just stuff that doesn't do anything for me at the end of the day. Like, it's not going to make my bed in the morning. It's not going to brush my teeth. Like, I'm doing all these things to wake up, to go work, to bring money home. Like, me reading a comment and having that take over me for even 20 seconds where I'm frustrated. It's those things that drain me that I want to absolutely, like, mitigate or absolutely destroy out of my, I don't know, the way that I see things, right? So it's not that I intentionally wanted to. Like, I'll be scrolling or I'll see something or hear something and all of a sudden I just get sucked in. I'm like, well, that's not right. Because I'm about, like, fairness and justice and I'm a very, like, I like to be fair about things. So when I see something that I believe, I was like, wait, that's not right. That's not the whole truth. I kind of get sucked into that and I want to say something. It's just my character, right?
Because you're Batman.
Because I'm Batman. Huh?
You said justice, so.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
100%.
Like, you see something, you hear something dumb, and you want to do something about it, or you want to have a say in it, you want to kind of correct something, right? That is obviously wrong. So there's you know what? Half of those problems aren't my problems. They're not my problems. They're out of my control. So why am I getting sucked into that? I could be using that time, even if it's a minute of me venting over something, towards something positive. So
yeah, I agree with that. It's just like you can tell yourself like, nah, this won't bother me. It's whatever. Doesn't bother me at all. But man, at the end of the inside, man, it does. Like you do think about it. Like sometimes like something will happen. I'll be like, I'm gonna go work out at the gym, get this, like not think about it, and then I'll be lifting, but I'm still thinking about it. I'm not lifting. I'm just like, man, I want to get away from this.
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that stuff, man.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, I feel like it was more so to do with people that were close to me or close to me at one point. So besides family, a lot of close friends as well. That was what I felt like drained my energy or in a sense where at one point these people were close to me.
Yeah.
And now they're not for whatever reason, right? And that's something I came to realize that exactly what you said, I'm not losing sleep over it. These people don't pay my bills at the end of the day. They don't make my bed. They're not somebody that is bringing any type of value into my life anymore, if you will. So something that I did promise myself that I'm going to do, and, right before the end of the year as well, I'm actually going to go through my phone, and I challenge everybody else to do this as well. Actually, seriously, pull out your phones for a second. Take a look at your contacts. Take a look at your contacts and scroll through all the contacts you have, the hundreds of contacts that you have on your phone. How many of these people can you actually rely on or trust in to have your back at the end of the day, to be with you through a tough time or whatever the case is? And I'm not just saying this for the sake of this podcast. I actually mean it, folks. Pull out your phones, take a look at your contact list, and look through your contacts. How many people can you actually call 3 a.m. in the morning and ask for help when you need it? How many of these people can you actually call and be like, hey, I'm going through a certain situation. I need you to do this for me. Everybody loves to say that, if you need anything, I got you, or let me know if you need anything. But what does that really mean? So actually take a look at your contact list. Not just your contact list. Take a look at your followers on social media. Take a look at everyone that you're following. Can you say the same about them? These same people that are looking at your stories, watching your posts, your videos, liking your posts, whatever the case may be. Can you say the same thing about them? So I think it's time to do a quick cleanup. At least in my opinion, for myself, I'm actually going to be doing that later on in the next day or two. I'm going to be going through all my contacts, through all my followers, and anybody who doesn't bring any sort of value to me or isn't close to me anymore. I'm just going to eliminate them.
That's a really good way to cleanse yourself going into a new year, man. Because just off that topic, honestly, of all my contacts and followers, maybe 4%, 3% is all I can maybe rely on out of how many people I interact with on a daily basis or have on my phone as their contacts. Very, very, very few.
It's true. Like I consider, I don't know. I consider close people that I can count on. They're like my 911 before 911. Do you know what I mean? Like there's emergencies and there's obviously like medical emergencies where you require 911, but there are 911 friends. And these are the friends you call when you really need something. You need them to help you, no matter what the case is. Sometimes it's something stupid, but they'll never reject you, right? And how many 911 friends do you guys have, right? And I found that as we age and we get older, that number goes down significantly. Significantly. When I was younger, everyone could say this when they were in high school, junior high, everyone had your back because it was like, you really had nothing else going on. It's not like you had bills to pay for, a job or anything. That's all you were really down for. It was beef every day. Like, oh boy, let's go mess this guy up, let's go jump this guy. Like everyone was down. Everyone was down because you had nothing better to do. But now when life hits, you're married, you got bills to pay for, you got to pay for a mortgage and stuff, and you got life shit going on, responsibilities, man. Like, not many people are around to help you out through those things, right?
Well, think about it this way as well. People that you work with, people that you went to school with. What happens when you move or graduate? When you move to a different job or you graduate, those same people, you lose contact with them.
Yeah.
Right. What's the retention rate? Maybe I would say less than 30%. The people that you actually still keep in contact with that are close to you.
It's true.
The rest of them are just either memories or a follower on your Instagram.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
So,
job or something. You're right. 100%.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, do these same people still give a shit about you, or are they going to be there for you, or whatever, or are they just there because you see them every single day?
Yeah,
Whether it's in school, work, whatever.
that's true. Actually, I was thinking about this the other day. From elementary all the way to high school, till this day, I only talked to 6 people from that time period.
Damn.
Only 6 people from all the way from elementary. I don't even think I talk to anyone anymore. Actually, high school is more. I made more friends, even junior high. But 6 people I can say I can still text and message and see around and talk to.
Yeah, I would say my number is more or less the same as well. With the exception of some family members, and when I say family members, I'm talking about like relatives, not my immediate family. But on another note, on the opposite side of that, I do want to truly say thank you to those that have been there for me. If you're watching, supporting, there's a lot of people to name, but you know who you are, and I got a lot of love for you, and appreciate it truly.
Mafioso.
If you know, you know. Don't even start, man.
Someone end me on the podcast.
Oh man, that's a good one. My boys.
It's all love. At the end of the day. But here's my next question for you guys, and I truly want you to think about this. Obviously, we talked about, what worked in 2025, where we talked about what drained our energy, certain habits, people to release, if you will. What are your non-negotiables of 2026?
That's a good one, man.
If you want to give me maybe 1 or 2.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
That one's I'm very I'm a very I work in the gray area. It's hard to be very black and white with me because every circumstance and scenario sometimes is different depending upon the person. Like there are certain people that I have black and white standards for. It's a yes or a no. And there's certain people that I treat a bit differently because of who they are, their circumstances and whatnot, right? So I give them a bit more leeway where I'm open to them kind of like not messaging me back or something like that because I just know maybe something's going on or something like that, right? Or they're dealing with something or there's something's going down, right? But if I was to give like a non-negotiable, like to someone that's not close, someone that's just kind of around, he's not really like eating at my table, because the people that eat at my table, that's the gray area. It's 100% gray area. Those guys are a bit different, right? But a non-negotiable for me is don't mess with my peace. And my peace could be anything like if someone wanted to work out with me, like that's kind of like my sanctuary where I go there and I love training or whatever. I wouldn't want someone to come there and start, I don't know, just being loud, obnoxious. Like I know there's certain things you do in a gym that it's okay, slam weights and stuff, but I don't want them to be loud, obnoxious, and ruin my peace.
Or like distracting you during
like a distraction, or they're not engaged in what they're doing. Because I mean, if anyone has ever worked out with me, I'm pretty damn serious. I mean, Captain America, Nate, one of my good friends, man, he'll tell you, man, when I get into trainer mode, I'm in like full, like I'm no longer your friend. I'm there to help you grow. Like, I'm your guidance, I'm your trainer, I'm your mentor, and I'm there, and I'm going to do it with you. I'm a lead by example type person, right? But that's one of the things. I don't want you to mess with my peace. I'm very, and just because I say mess with my peace, it doesn't mean I'm in a peaceful state. It's not like I'm sitting there meditating, but it's like the things that I do, like my routines, my habits, the way that I am. Like, don't mess with my peace. My car is a peaceful place in the way. I don't want someone coming in and starts, they don't wipe their shoes off and they're messing up my car and all that. They're hitting all that stuff. Like, don't mess with my peace. Don't mess with my habits, my routines, the way I like things, my structure, my whatever. And I'm not a dick about it, but just have manners.
It's like somewhere where you feel at home, somewhere you feel happy, somewhere you feel like you can be yourself no matter what happens.
Absolutely, right? Like, I mean, just we enter someone's house, we brush off our shoes, it's snowing, right? Like that kind of thing. Just if I was to think of a non-negotiable, that's what I'd think about. Just don't mess with my peace, because I'll cut you off if you do. I'll cut you off. If you mess with my peace, man, you're done. That kind of thing, right?
So, can you elaborate on your piece a little bit? So, like, let's say, for example, if something was to happen, like the opposite of what you just said, what steps would you take to get that piece or to attain that piece back?
Like if someone was to, use the gym analogy, where we're working out or whatever, the guy keeps talking, the guy keeps distracting, he's not engaged, he's just not focusing on the workout or whatever, I would stop and be like, hey, listen, man, let's talk. Okay, this is why I'm here. Why are you here? Right? I'd have to understand. I have to question him, right? Because, like, here's the thing. I can't just assume. It's a bad thing to just make assumptions without all of the knowledge, right? So you ask the person. It's like, why are you here? What is the point of this? What's the purpose of this? If you're here to just mess around, then let me know. I'm not your guy then at that point. If you're here to learn something, you're here to train, you're here to be engaged, you're here to actually benefit yourself physically, then that's great. Then let's get back onto track, and then let's continue. Let's go. So to get my peace back, to get my structure, my routine back within that workout, which is my peace, I'm going to ask the questions first, because I don't like when someone jumps to conclusions. So me myself, I'd love to ask questions. What's going on, man? Like, is this how you are, or do you not understand what's going on? Some people are oblivious, right? So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? So questions. Ask questions, man.
It's true.
You can't just assume. You don't have no idea what's going on in someone's head. Sometimes you're so mad at someone that when you actually talk to them about it, they're like, whoa, what? Whoa, no, that's not what I meant, man. And then you're like,
it's very true. Very, very true.
So ask questions, man.
I dealt with that a lot this year, actually. That's very true.
For sure.
So for me, I would say my non-negotiable for 2026 would definitely be to stay away from drama. There were some moments in this year where I didn't ask for it, but it kind of just came to me, given the situation that was at hand. So I want to do my best to stay away from drama. I don't want to get into exactly what type of drama I had to deal with this year. There were a few just right off the bat I can think of, but stay away from drama.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because drama, the stress that brings in people's life, even especially when it's not your drama, and you're put in the middle of certain situations, and now you're at home just thinking back and forth of what do I do, how do I fix this, how do I help, whatever the situation is. But the two people causing the drama, or whoever it is, they're probably just laughing at home.
Yeah, because it affects friendships, relationships, things that are not always in your control, right? And then one situation can lead to another situation, and then it can just pile up and domino effect. So I want to do that, and I feel like once I do that, it'll give me a clear mind to focus on what I need to focus on and stay consistent with my goals. So yeah, just stay away from drama, to keep it short.
Just talking about that, so what steps are you going to take to stay away from drama? You can't, there's a lot of things you just can't control in life, that things just come up or it just happens. Is there things that you have in your mind, like maybe I'm just gonna let them tell people certain things, like, hey, don't put me in this. I don't want to know.
You know what? Before you answer, being my best friend, sometimes this guy doesn't ask for the drama, or the problem is people ask him for his opinion about a certain situation, so he indirectly somehow gets involved because he's a person that people go to for advice, opinions all the time. So he does not want to be involved in it, but people will go out of their way to ask him because he's calm, he's level-headed, and he gives very good advice, and he sees things through everyone's perspective. So indirectly, somehow you get roped in. I've seen this happen multiple times, and you're like, what? And then he tells me the situation, and then after the fact, somehow he gets wrapped up into the bullshit. And he was like, yo, I'm just giving my advice, like, what's going on here? So I wanted to add that in because I've seen that happen multiple times with this guy.
And that was just him recently telling us about some certain things just upstairs, and I'm like, man, how are you even involved in this? Like, it's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, no, the steps I would take, and thank you for elaborating on that, by the way, but the steps that I would take, I would say, speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil.
Yes, that's good. You can't see John Cena.
Never before seen 17.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out. You know what's funny about John Cena? Since we brought him up, I actually hated his character growing up. Because I hated the fact that WWE just shoved him down your throat.
Yeah.
I hated that. Like, he was a superhero, always winning, beating everybody. You know, all of a sudden, like, he's losing, and then he gets, like, Popeye's,
Super Cena.
spinach power, and then he picks up two guys all of a sudden, attitude adjustment. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, every single time, just Cena. But then watching his run, recently, I did get emotional. I was like, man, I'm going to miss hating this guy. I'm gonna.
No, like, you're actually right about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss seeing this guy shoved down our throat. I'm gonna miss that, low key. But shout out to him. He was able to finish his career without any injuries. And his new chapter started. So shout out to Cena.
Yeah, building off that, man, I loved his character when he was like rapping, dissing people in the beginning, and this guy became this Teletubby.
Yeah.
And there's like every Monday or every Friday, just on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But good for him, because now, like, I got really sad watching his retirement match, and like, when you think of wrestling, you automatically think of John Cena. So like, good on him for making his name out there, and now he's doing new things. So good on him. Gonna miss him.
I'm indifferent.
I can't see him now.
I don't care. I didn't even know he retired, to be honest, the first time hearing it. That's how much I care about John Cena.
Okay, so I guess my last question to both of you for this topic would be, how would you build your personal standard for 2026, given everything we just talked about? And really think about this. If you need a minute, think about this.
I think now, like, for me, it would be just not catering to things I would just cater to, like, in the last previous years or so. It's just like, when something comes up, like, what, I'll go, I'll deal with it, I'll do it, I'll go hang out with them, or whatever the situation is. Now just being more strict on myself. Right? Now just telling myself, like, no, you're not going to do that. You don't have to do that. There's no reason you should be doing that. And now you just, like, give yourself a hard no. Because, like, I know half these people put up the same thing back to me, honestly. But for me, like, I'm just a guy who goes out, like, I'll come hang out with you for a bit. Yeah, I'll come help you out. I'll come, whatever the situation is. I think for me, just now, just setting my boundaries of just finally telling myself, like, you don't have to do that. Go actually do things you are prioritizing, and then go from there.
It's crazy you say that, because me going into 2026, a new standard I'm setting for myself personally, which is almost the opposite of what you're saying, is because I'm so structured, routine, and disciplined, I'm missing out on certain memories that I won't ever have a chance to experience. So when I was like younger, I would do a lot of, I would say, fun stuff, some stupid stuff, right? I get it, you do some dumb stuff when you're younger, right? But I find that I'm too, there's a such thing as being too strict and hard on yourself, where, like, if you were to ask me, hey, what did you do last month? I couldn't tell you, because it would just be the same thing. I just worked. I worked out, I worked on myself, I read a good book, I listened to a podcast, and there's not a story. There's not a story. Like, and that in itself is a story for some people, right? They're like, oh, he's so structured, disciplined. But it's like, I don't got a story like you went to.
Sorry.
It's vacation.
I was thinking of an NPC for a second.
You like that background guy in a video game just always lifting?
Yeah.
You go to a gym, Kash again.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, you can talk about like you went to Dominican, your trips and stuff. Like when people ask me, hey, what's new in my life? Nothing. Like I want to be able to be like, yo, I just came back from Mexico, or I just took a trip here, or hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like something a bit more, like a stupid story, like something that I did that was kind of dumb, or to have a new memory or something. So I'm a bit too much for myself, where I don't have that story, that memory that I'd had a lot more when I was younger. Like, trust me, I regret a lot of stuff, but then I'm just like, man, I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of fun stuff that I did because I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this, and I did it. And I took a leap of faith. So that's kind of like what I'm going into for a new personal standard for next year, is just take a leap of faith. Sometimes just, you know what, even if all odds are against you, just take that leap of faith, take that chance. Because if you feel like you're going to have fun, and even if you don't, experience it. Like, live life a bit. I'm not saying I'm not living life. It's just that I'm just a bit too, like, if someone was to invite me to a boys trip, or someone was to invite me on a random night out, like, I don't drink or do that. Not that I do it often anymore, it's just hockey games, events, or whatever, but it's like, screw it, maybe a random night I'll just go out with guys that I've never went out with before. Maybe it's a new experience, maybe it's a new dopamine hit, maybe it's something different, right? And there could be stories from that, because you're going to call me, or I'll call you, like, yo, last night, yo, this happened, that happened, whatever, And you never really know what comes of those things, because when I was younger, didn't realize how much networking I did while going out, because you meet people. I mean, at the gym, I'm doing my own thing. At home, I'm listening to YouTube videos by myself. I'm not really meeting a lot of new people, right? But when I'm out having dinners or going to events or venues, even a night out at the bar, sometimes you bump into someone that you don't even know. He's like, "Oh, I'm a sales manager," or "Hey, I own this business," or "Hey, do this. Hey, here's my card. Hey, this." Like, you never know.
Yeah.
But by being structured as much as I am, I'm limiting myself to those experiences. So that is it's almost a resolution for me in a sense.
I'll give you props for that, because even since I think we went to Toronto, we talked about how you wanted to be more like that. And even after that, we went to 2 hockey games already. Had some good nights after that, like just spontaneous nights, just going out to watch hockey games. So, good for you. You have started already doing that. You didn't wait till January 1st. You started it now.
Exactly. I hope that's part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
You don't need it to be a new year in order to start.
I was just going to touch on that, but before I touch on that, I didn't want to say that it's kind of like that the game The Sims. I don't know if you ever played that growing up, but like, you got to fill up your bars in certain things.
Yeah.
So your bars are full in certain things, but then there's certain things that are not full.
My fun bar.
So you can't get to 100% unless they're all full.
That's true.
Right? And then I remember my high school business teacher always used to say, you're not going to remember high school based on the all the A's you got, all the good grades you got. It's going to be the things that you did in high school that you remember when you look back at it.
That's true.
If you ask me, what I got on my midterm or final, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
A+.
But then I can tell you all the pranks that I pulled, all the shit that I did, all the BS that I did, the shenanigans that I did. I can tell you all of that. I can talk about that for days, but
It's so funny you say that, because I was really good at projects and stuff. Like, when you got the poster board.
Yes.
Really, you've never heard this. I've never talked about it. But if you ask me about, do you know this girl from junior high? Did you date this girl? But I was with this girl. I did this. I went to that party. I know this guy. Yeah. Those things. But no one cared about the poster board projects that I was wicked on. I was amazing at those. I never mentioned those till now. You're right. No one really cares about that stuff. But those are the things that help me pass.
Yeah.
And look at how much I talk about them. Like,
That's true, because same for me. Like, high school, only thing I remember really is like the trips I had with my soccer academy, like the fun stuff we did during soccer, like going on trips and playing in different areas in the world and stuff. Like, that was the funnest part. But that's all I actually remember.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's true.
So you need a balance. You need a balance. There's always going to be the good, the bad, the ugly. You need a balance, right? But touching base on your day one, yeah, you shouldn't always look at starting your day one on January 1st or starting your day one on a Monday, let's say. Come Monday or come next month, we'll start this or we'll start that. Your day one should start on the day you think of it. Goes back to our previous episodes where we talked about, having fake motivation, fake ambition for something. In the moment you're hyped up about something, but then when the time comes to act on it, you don't act on it.
100%. Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't need a date, you don't need a new year, you don't need anything. If you make a change and you're true to it and you actually believe in it and you're fully invested in it, you won't need to wait till New Year, the end of the week, the next month. Do it now. Do it now. There's nothing that's stopping you but yourself. And it's because yourself, the reason is you're just not committed. You're just not there, right?
Yep.
I mean, there's obviously exceptions to the rule. Obviously, like what if you're starting on a diet and you need to go grocery shopping? You can't really start, right?
Yeah.
But like, for the most part, you can start tomorrow.
Create a goal. Create a goal for yourself, and yeah, simple. Create a goal for yourself. For me, it's the same thing, My day one started the moment I thought of something. And I can even show you my phone in a little bit after, where I wrote down the things I need to do and the goals I need to do in order to get there. I actually started reading Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich again.
Yeah.
I used to read that book back not too long ago, maybe like 7 years ago or so. And it actually helped create habits for me that help me manifest things, help me create goals to reach the end goal, to reach that trophy that I was looking for.
Right.
And it works. Consistency is obviously a very big one. I can go on, quoting the book and whatnot, but if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's actually a very good book if you haven't already.
Because right now you're in Infinity War. You got to be in Infinity War before you reach Endgame.
That's right. That's right.
Doomsday.
We'll be ready for Doomsday.
But actually, based off this topic, I used to be a very day one person. Like, I would always be like, no, I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start on the next month. I've always liked that for a very long time until about last year is when I started to more get into doing things like right away off the get-go, and which is the best thing because in my head, I still tell myself, that Monday I'll start. But like, start today. Leading up to that Monday, I'm already like prepped and ready to go, and my body feels good or whatever the situation is. The time Monday comes, I'm already ahead of the game, and that's what works for me. That's what I tell myself. And like once that day comes, I'm like, oh, good thing I started like 4 or 5 hours early. Honestly,
you'll thank yourself. You'll thank yourself for that. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
Always true, man.
Closing remarks. My challenge, homework.
Oh man.
For
Professor Adeel here.
For the listeners and watchers, create a list for yourself for, obviously, like what we talked about for 2025, but most importantly, 2026. What do you want to keep? What do you want to cut? And what do you want to build? What do you want to create? And where do you want to see yourself, this time next year? That's my homework / challenge for everybody listening and watching.
Man, the best change is going to be starting something in January and seeing the outcome in December next year. 12 months to make a big change in your life.
Sometimes things change within months, so imagine a full year.
Exactly.
Yeah, my advice for my closing remarks are basically do a deep dive into 2025. Like have a deep reflection on things that happened, events, hardships, your times where you succeeded, your accomplishments, and you have to do a deep dive into thinking what you want to keep, what you want to cut, and what you want to build on. And keep the good things, obviously. Cut the stuff that didn't work, and then build on the things that you saw potential in, right? Mm-hmm. And just don't be so hard on yourself because we're humans at the end of the day. And
I was gonna say your 2025 wrap up.
The 2025 wrap up for this podcast. So was always number one.
From January to December, take a look at your actual wrap up, not your music wrap ups, but your actual wrap up.
Your life wrap up.
Yeah.
Well, not really a wrap up of your life, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
No, for sure.
Your year wrap up. Yep.
Yearly end wrap up.
Anything you want to add before we?
Oh no, that's it. Like just from next year, just see where you start in January, where you end up in December. See all the changes you make. See all the good and the bad, and just build off that for the next year after.
Start now. Start now.
Like right
Start now. now.
Oh, turn off this podcast and start now.
Start now.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Truly, truly appreciate it. And thank you for welcoming us with open arms in 2025. We will see you guys in 2026 with a new episode very soon. So once again, thank you very much. Truly, truly from the bottom of my heart. My name is Adeel.
I'm Ray.
And I'm Kash.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, happy New Year's, boys and girls.